And we are live. Hello, everybody. And of course, I'm going to lose my voice right as we're starting.
Hello, everyone.
So we are here. We're going to spend the first roughly half hour. We're just going to chat for a little bit and talk about mediumism and experiences. I'm sorry, I don't know why my camera has me looking like a blue Smurf, but that's what I am. So.
You look fine. Blue is a great color.
I look like I've been set out to like I've got hypothermia or something, but with this, but it's funny, it's fine. So hello to everybody that's coming in. And this is Sheila. And make sure when you look for her that you make sure you spell her last name with it, or her first name with an H, because I had the hardest time. I couldn't figure out why. And then she corrected, and she said, "You're not. Oh, my name has an H." So make sure you do that. But I'll make sure in this that we're all linked up and everything. And she's under my featured readers channels, so you can always go there. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So hello, everyone. Hello, Beverly. Hello, Sharon, Silver. And wow, we've already got 10 people in here. I'm just going to relax a bit by shuffling my cards, but
Yes.
I'm going to just let Sheila talk about what led her to create a channel here.
Oh, yes. Well, that's actually the crux of the situation, because I've been living with this. Yeah, that's right. I have had a lot of, I guess you can call them paranormal experiences most of my life. I was raised Catholic, and we kind of didn't really believe in all that, but kind of when it happens, you know it's real, right? So after several years, and I think the first ghost I saw was when I was 5, and we were in between houses. We were having a house built in a new town we were moving to, and it was an older house, and I thought I saw a white lady come out of the shed and up the back of the garden. And then she just kind of disappeared. And then one day, my older sister upstairs just kind of said, "This house is haunted." And I said, "No, it's not." I'm like, "What does that mean?" I'm 5. So she's like, "Yes, it is." So I didn't argue with her. I just kind of was like, "All right, whatever." And then there were other experiences. I'm not going to probably go through the whole story because it'll take forever. I'm just going to pick some pieces out of here. But when I knew things were really different was when I lived in the state I'm living in now. And I had my very first apartment, and it was in a big high-rise condominium. And it was an efficiency, and apparently I had 3 ghosts in it. So, yeah. So I kind of dealt with things like,
wherever you go, what's this thing happening?
Yep. The Christmas bulbs popping off the Christmas trees, and seeing a disembodied face in the kitchen staring at me, watching the white mist go back and forth in front of the television set.
Yes.
The telephone cords bouncing, because we had in 1990 those really long telephone cords, like 25-foot cords, so you could walk across the room.
I remember because I'm 53, so I've seen
the cordless.
Yes.
Yeah, and it would bounce, and then I would tell it, this is my house. I thought it was raining. Okay, it's not. I thought, what was I saying? I would tell it, leave me alone.
It would act up
and everything, and then I would go off for work and come back, and I wouldn't be able to unlock the door. I wouldn't be able to get in, and I'd have to wait till it would calm down. I'd be out there like, okay, any minute now, and then put the key back in and it would let me in. It happened several times. It wasn't just once. So I learned I'm not getting any place with this ghost. It's just getting mad. So, I couldn't pray without it blowing in my ear. I'd be, as I lay me down to sleep, and I get a in the ear, and I'd just be like, really? I mean, it was getting to be scary. So I finally, after 2.5 years, the first year or so, I was in denial. And then, you know, I moved out of there, and then other things started happening. And I lived near, my next apartment was near a train track.
Oh, wow.
And
There's something about train tracks.
But it was, you know, it was just next to my apartment building neighborhood. And then there's another one on the other side. And every time this train would come through, I was like, there's going to be an accident. There's going to be an accident. And I would get this tingle up my spine. And it was just like, oh, you know, I know something's going to happen. And so one day, it was a month or so after that, after I kept feeling like that was very strong. And I went to my mom's house for dinner. And hi, Ron.
Hi, Ron.
And I came home, and there's all these fire trucks outside, and there's just all this stuff's going on. I go up to my apartment, I go out on the balcony, and I look. And literally from my apartment, because there's other buildings across from me, I can see the train like up like this on its, like it had folded up on itself like that. And there's just, it had crashed right there.
That.
Yes, it happened. 1993. And I had the shadow people I would always see, and they're very strange looking. They're kind of like.
Can you describe them because I've seen them, but not everyone has. And until you've seen them with your own, whatever's, you know, our abilities that we have as human beings,
I can describe them. It's almost like, you know, that black cardboard paper, and you know when you use a silhouette and it's a cutout. I would see them almost like that, but they were fast. I had one ran right through my apartment in front of me, and I was like, I can't believe I just saw that. I thought I saw something in here today, but we'll get to that later.
Good.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is juicy. Go ahead.
Yeah. So then I remember just being around that town, and I'm putting gas in the car, and I look down the street, and I could see one like running like this, and it literally freezes in the middle of the road and stays there. You can see the legs, and it's just frozen. And I was like, I don't know what I'm seeing, but it's not cool. And I'm still like in denial zone. I'm not.
Yeah, because you don't want to, for one thing, to acknowledge that that is something that is not, you know, the ordinary.
Right. I can turn this off. We're going to be hearing this thing dinging. Okay.
Oh, no worries. I'm more. Did I get mine? Did I put it on?
That sound when the mail comes. All right. But so, I mean, there's been a lot of things. I can go to older buildings. I can walk in, and I know there's something there.
Mm-hmm.
And this one particular story stays with me because I was in, what was it? It was in Virginia, and I was coming across from Leesburg, and there are these old antique stores, and they're in these really old houses. Hi, Ron.
Hey, Ron, I'm going to make you a mod. All right, babe.
And
thank you, Ron. You the best.
Yes, you did.
Our man from Quebec. I'm not going to say it wrong. I don't want to. Well,
Quebec. Yes.
It's probably not as close as I'm going to get. With all due respect, Quebec.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Ron.
Yes. So, where was I? So I go inside, and it's this really old house. I mean, I'm 5'1", and I could literally touch the ceiling in one of the rooms. So it was.
I'm a shorty.
You too? How short are you?
I'm a shorty. Well, I'm in the wheelchair, but before I was in the accident that I was in.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff I can tell you there too on another day because we got loose to talk about.
Okay.
Even before, I mean, I'm a whopping 5'2". Ooh, you know. Yeah, I'm petite. I am like, not a tall person.
No. So you know, then for us to be able to touch a ceiling.
Oh yes.
Something. So this is maybe 1700s, this house or something. I don't know. And
typically, yes.
And they said, well, there's more stuff upstairs. And there weren't a lot of people in this building at the time. And I went upstairs, and I get to the very top of the steps, and I stop. And it's like, and I look around, I'm like, there's somebody here. And I'm looking over to the other side of the room, and I'm thinking, I don't want to, I'm not continuing up here. And I just turned around and I left. I said goodbye to them. I knew it. I just knew there's just this heavy somebody's here kind of thing. And I left. I thanked them. I got back to my apartment. I walked in the door. I started to, take my jacket off or whatever and change and come back. And I smell a pipe.
Oh my
I
God.
don't have any neighbors that smoke pipes. Not that I
And
know.
the distinct, my dad smokes a pipe. And that distinct smell of tobacco pipe smoke is so different compared to like cigarette or cigar. Yeah. So that's a very distinct odor that you smelled.
Yep. And so I'm just kind of like standing there, and I said, well, I really appreciate your curiosity, but you've got to go back. You cannot stay here. You've got to go. So after that, I never smelled it again.
At least he was polite.
Yeah. And I have I tried. I was just kind of like, I learned that when you're mean to them, they don't exactly react really kindly. No. And then let me see some other things, experiences. There's a lot of other things that I've had where we're talking smells now, where growing up, we used to go away on trips to historic places, and I would always smell this kind of a moldy, musty kind of old smell.
Right.
And it always drives me crazy. And so I forgot about it. And maybe a couple of years ago, I went up to Gettysburg because there's a metaphysical shop up there I like. And I went up there and I thought, well, why don't I go up to the battlefields again and just kind of drive through, see if I can remember all the places.
My dad's done all that. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's neat. So I go around this one area back there and I smell it. And it's in the car I have now. It was only a couple of years ago. And I was like, oh no. And I remembered what that was. And I was like, oh, I picked up a hitchhiker. And I kind of stopped before I went out on the road. And I said, thanks again for your curiosity, but you've got to go. You're in the wrong time period here. You have to get out of my car.
You will not like where I hang out, trust.
Yeah. And then I'm driving down the road going, oh my God, I forgot about that. That smell. That means I'm around something. It's like a certain time period to me. It feels like the 1800s or the 1700s.
To me, if I may, that kind of smell, because I grew up in an old house that was probably, it's old. It was built in the it will be part of one of my stories that I'm doing on the haunted locations in St. Joseph, Missouri. Mm-hmm. And it was built probably in the right after the Civil War, I think, right after. Right. So a short time after 1865. And it's, to me, there's a certain antique, that's what I kind of think of, like old papers and dry.
Yeah. It's almost like whatever.
I get what you mean. It smells like old letters or something, old newspapers.
I need to close this because that pool behind
No worries. Do what you need to do. This is a totally chill. Everyone can just be comfortable. Go and get yourself a
snack. Here we go. Because the outside, there's a pool.
It's same here. I'm begging for my husband on my phone. I'm listening to you, but I'm like, please come and let out the cat. She's stuck in the room. I'm calling him to see if he's still out there.
So the smells, we had that, and then what else have I had? So so in this, oh, you're talking to.
Thank you. You know how cats are. They like, everyone stop the show.
Oh no! Oh my goodness! Oh, that's so.
My bear cat needs to. Especially if she's so patient. She's like waiting.
Oh. The cat needs to go out.
All right, now we all have to, we all have to serve.
Yes.
Boss.
Yep. I'm closing windows and you're letting the cat out. That's crazy. Just in the timing. So in this house, I've had stuff going on. I'm trying to condense this because we could be here all night if I've got so many stories. But
well, we'll just make it I love it. And this is fun to me. And I think people enjoy it.
Okay. Well, I got plenty. So,
bye, spooky mama.
Oh, no. Hi, Patty Palmer. So, okay, I'm trying to think where to go with this. All right, I do want to go back to that haunted apartment though for a minute, because when we're talking about old spirits, I kind of had a spirit from, I think, the 1700s that I finally showed itself after he was messing with me during that whole time, because I was scared and I was trying to get. This feels like my lights are getting brighter. I'm not sure what's going on. And I feel like he was the one that was going back and forth in front of the TV. And then when I stayed with my mom for about a month, because I was terrified of this place before I got out. And this is before I went to the place where I saw the shadow guy run across. And before the train accident, this was the efficiency. So I was afraid, and I was pretty much stayed there. And
just
no, Patty, you didn't.
Yeah, you didn't.
Pennsylvania originally. Yeah. And I'm living in.
We're just having chat now, and I would just ask, and I should have put something up, so you didn't do anything.
No.
We're just having chat right now, but we will be engaging with you guys in the second half of our chat. So hold that question if you want to, but I can tell you, I'm in California, but I'm
in Maryland.
Maryland, that's right, East Coast. So we have East, and we have the East and the West Coast.
That's right.
And you didn't do anything wrong. It's all right, babe.
She comes on my channel too, so
she's a love.
She's okay. We like her.
Yeah. She's a honey bun. Okay. She's a honey bun.
Yes.
So it's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood.
Yes, it is.
Go ahead.
All right. So this, I saw, like, you know, those old military outfits, the waistcoats with the buttons that would go down. They had, you know, the whip that they wore. Well, I saw this torso come up over the bed at one point. He was taunting me. This ghost was, I don't know what his problem was. He would do that. I would have to sheets and go like this, and you know the lights are on and it's doing this. And then
what a child, really. I mean, now that we're grown up and we look back at these experiences and we're thinking, you're a grown ass ghost.
Here we go. But it's not over yet. So I'm in bed and I see these two hands coming at me. And I was like, I'm not having it. And I'm scared. I picked up my Bible and I went, whack. And it just sort of swirled away. And I was like, yeah, because you're not going to do that to me. So I was upset, but I was getting mad. And
that's when, you got to harness that. Yeah. And that's that, because that is your intention of like, no, you will not F with me. No.
I think he used to get in the car with me, because I would get in the car. I would feel a thump in the back seat. And I'm like, I got a passenger. And I know now that I did have somebody in there, because I was younger then. I was in my 20s and I had changed. I would put in the cup holders, and it would go all over the car. And I would always have pennies and dimes falling in my lap from above me. And
my God.
My friends are all like, oh, do you have it in the visor? And I'm thinking, I told them, I said, who puts change in the visor? Nobody does that. So one day it was daylight, and this was during the time I'm trying to get rid. And I look up and I see this penny just kind of hovering right above my head. And I was like, oh no. And it just dropped into my lap. And then, I couldn't take it anymore. I kept running to the, see my lights suddenly get brighter. I don't know what's happening. So, I don't understand what's going on in here, but
I wish it would come my way.
My lights, they just, I don't know. So then one day I'm just freaked out. I'm in the office and there's all this stuff happening there. I've got Post-it notes moving and going, in front of my face in the office. And I got terrified. I took off and I left, and I went down the street to my grandmother's church. I ran in there to say a prayer. There was nobody else in the church. It's just me.
Nowadays it'd be locked up.
Well, the vestibule was very dark. It was very dark and had glass doors. And I ran in the first pew. I knelt down to say my Our Father, and I look out there, and who do I see? 18th century ghost.
No.
And I see him he's glowing white, and I see him, his head, all the way down to like his waistcoat. I didn't see any feet. And I see he's bald. I'll never forget him.
Partial apparition, which is something interesting.
It was pretty much a full, but it was just the feet are just missing. But he had like bald hair up here. It was long white hair. He had the waistcoat down, and he had these 3 wrinkles in his forehead, and he was like,
Oh, charming.
I finished my
Beetlejuice.
prayer, and then I ran out the other end of the church. I ran out the back. I never saw him again, though, and I think that he finally was like, "Well, see, I gotcha." And
Even in a church, you're not safe. You know, in a church, the church is the sanctified.
He didn't come in.
Oh, that's interesting.
He did not enter into the church. He was outside, but amazingly enough, it was pitch black in that, which I thought was strange. It was so dark in there, but he just was glowing. And when I first got in there, there was nobody in there. There was no one there. It was just millisecond, because you get your holy water. And
yeah, I was saying, like, girl, I'd be like grabbing that bowl of holy water, and I'd be like, no, I just can't.
The fact that he came in the church at all freaked me out.
That's so bold. He's very bold.
Yes,
a very bold spirit.
So that was one, and then in here I see
my magician around.
Yeah, I mostly see orbs in this house, and it's kind of like the night. Well, except for also the night my father died. I heard him say, literally, I was turning off the light, and over by my door, I heard, "Don't forget," just like that. And I was like, I said, "I won't forget, Dad. I won't forget." And so I knew that was him. And I did talk to him for 2 weeks afterwards, because we had some family drama that I can't really get into. And I don't want to talk about it, but because some people don't know what was going on. But he vindicated himself. He said that he did not do that. That did not happen. And he was right. He did not. And what's her face lied. So yeah. So at least there was that. He cleared his name, and so I know that's for real. I've started communicating with people before that, about 2016, 2015. I don't know. It might have been earlier. I started hearing what I call whispers or whatever, and so I communicated with several, some family members, some other people's family members, with a guide who told me about a friend of mine, a certain situation with that. I hear messages from myself again, because now that I'm starting to open myself up again, they're saying things to me. I hear stuff, and still trying to figure out what was in the corner, saying corner. I'm like, what corner? It's like, I feel like one of those ghost boxes. I get them. All right, what? Where are we going? But the orbs, I see those. I don't like when they're looking at me. Like, I get the ones that look like they have little eyes in them, and I'm just sort of like.
I've heard some people say that they see some that have like a face.
Yes.
So that would not surprise me. I've seen lights. I call them. I have never seen one that took on with the detail of like an eye or face.
Yeah.
But I see them.
You might.
And I see those just, not, these are outside of just whatever dust mites or whatever else might be. This is different. I've also seen apparitions, and in the house that I grew up in, I saw a man from about the 1860s with the detailed coat, the buttons. And I noticed he was an older man. He was balding as well. And there's a very interesting story that comes that's an actual true story, that I figured out who he was later on in life.
Oh, wow.
I saw him as a child, and I had no idea who this person was.
Is it a family member? Yeah. Okay. I believe it. So, I mean, I do believe that they are around us. And I had even a message from my mom, who doesn't totally believe it. But yeah. Well, she asked me after I told her what Grandmommy said. And she's like, well, what did Granddaddy say? And I said, nothing. It wasn't addressing her at that point. He talked to me about me. So I was like, I'm not going to share it. but
Oh,
but I mean, it's there, and we all have it. And I kind of had something happen today where I did it earlier live because I just felt like I needed to come on and just because I usually do readings on Sundays. I just went on for a little, like an hour and a half or something. And before I was setting things up, and I usually have another laptop over here and a camera that's above me. And I was setting up, and I looked over to my camera over here, and my StreamYard was up, and I saw something go past, and I was like, "What?"
oh my
And,
God.
and I'm looking, and I thought, well, maybe it was my hair, which it could have been. So I'm always trying to debunk it, but I still don't know. But I used to see like a shadow going back and forth. But Helen helped me get rid of this angry man spirit, or we don't know for sure if he's gone. But I used to always see this shadow in there. And like I could always feel like somebody wanted to just hit me in the back of the head. It was just very frustrating. And so, yeah, so it's just crazy. But it's around everybody. And some things are. So,
Yeah, and especially, but when you have an ability that you deny or you're scared by, and most people don't just say, yeah, I want that kind of weird crap in my life. I
no,
want to be the one because it's also a very lonely experience, and when it's frustrating, because who do you tell that uh,
right.
believes you? Luckily, my mom believed in me and experienced that thing, so I'm very fortunate. But my dad didn't believe in that, and the rest of the family was just kind of like, But I have my mom, and so I'm blessed for
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Believe me.
And what you say is true. It is a very lonely experience, and I have kept it to myself, and it's been something that it's been extremely difficult because I
It's
always worry
The
people are going
stigma
to think,
is still there.
yeah, everyone's going to think I'm nuts, and I still have a job, so I'm worried. I'm
Yeah.
sometimes worried that they're going to find me out here on YouTube and be like, I have 4.5 years till retirement, people, so I still have to be able to get there after
Protect it. You can always come back.
over 30 years with my job. I can't lose it, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like if anything does get into that situation, this my YouTube channel can vanish because I've got to finish this job. I've got to, get to the
Oh,
end.
you could keep your YouTube
Um,
channel. You just wouldn't monetize it,
yeah.
or.
Oh, I won't be monetizing, but but it's not even that. It's this kind of discussion
Oh, of course,
and
right? Duh.
having the people think. But I
Because
think,
I forget that it's not.
yeah,
Unfortunately, as much as I wish it were,
right.
most people don't. They consider this a cute, a quaint hobby,
Well, it's not even
or,
that. It's
or something worse.
the medium stuff, I think, and even the tarot, I think, might freak out people, and I
Yeah.
might lose projects at work and
Oh
things.
yeah.
I'm worried of that, and yeah, it is a concern. But it's just, yeah. I mean, but I think there's even people there that know because I'm a clairaudient and I actually connect. I can connect to the living and the dead. And let me tell you something. I could not figure out what was going on with me for a long time, and I kept looking up telepathy. I kept saying, "Does anybody else do this?" And I looked and I looked and I looked for years. And I have this book out here because I bought this in 2013. It's called Psychic Powers, and on this page, I remember going through it, and I could not figure out what it was. Okay, here it is. And I get to this page. Hello, it's bookmarked. Right? They're talking about clairvoyance on this particular page, but then they're talking about clairaudience. And it says, many clairaudience can hear voices of the living who are not present, as well as spirit voices. And I underlined it. And I went crazy. I was like, oh, for the first time, I
Yeah.
found something. So this little book right here is kind of brought me
That sounds like a really great
help.
book.
Yeah. It has little quizzes too. It asks you to you can do quizzes about, you know, what do you experience, and then you can see how many after so many whether or not you might have that ability or not.
Yeah,
But
I think that really helps you to process. I know writing just in and of itself for me is a way for me to process a lot of like the dreams I get or
mhm.
some of the readings, I like to just sit quietly and take a pen and paper and write down what I'm seeing and what I get. That just helps me kind of go into a deeper kind of an altered rhythm kind of state.
Right.
And the cards are just a jumping off. They're just a springboard. They're just a tool that we can bounce to something else from.
Yes. And I'm glad that you brought, because that brings us back to the very beginning of this conversation, what you asked about the tarot cards. So what I did with all of this stuff that happens all the time, things moving in the houses, wherever I am, it happens in here, all this stuff. I figured, well, why don't I pick up some cards and put some energy into this and see what happens. And so I do. And sometimes I'm doing readings and I'm hearing things, and I've got stuff yelling in my ears. I have weird barking noises. I have, I don't know. Before I went on the other night with Helen privately, when we were talking privately.
And she's fascinating. I just can't. I hope that she will make some videos. I will eat them up like candy.
And she will. But what happened was, I've got a closet over here in that direction, and I heard like a knock, and I was like, okay, what's that? But I think it might be just the door that's kind of over there. But it's always been something. But she always says, well, that's all this energy coming. And after I talk to her, just the two of us, sometimes we're coming to the end of our conversation, and I can feel the air in here kind of change. It's like the energy. And I told her, I'm like, it feels like something's happening. And I have this weird kind of like a hissing kind of almost white noise sound. But I'm trying to talk, but it's not, I can't make sense of it right now. And she's like, well, that's what happens when mediums are getting together and all the energy. So she's great. I'm like, okay. So I'm learning not to be afraid of it. And she's been a lot of help. So I'm hearing that it's picking up right now in here. But yeah, I say I shouldn't speak. Be careful what you wish for, people. That's one thing.
Yeah. And I can tell you that I have never seen, a lot of people say, oh, well, if you see that, you must be indulging in something. Yeah. It's like, I can tell you that the only time I've ever had that experience has been when I'm completely sober. And I live a completely sober lifestyle pretty much now. I mean, I use medical cannabis, but that's it. I can't
touch drugs myself. No, thanks. I'll lose my job. No, thank you.
Yes, I'm. With my situation, it's absolutely necessary. I've got different. Yeah. So, but you know what? This is something that picks you. I'm telling you, even if it picks you, and if you try to seek it or provoke it, it's not gonna. It is not gonna go your way.
Yeah.
It goes on its own time, and you will learn. It will take you in hand.
Right. And I get touched a lot too, which is happening right now. Because usually I have different sleeves on, and I just got it right here. So it's kind of like never ending.
Probably until like you get kind of that energy kind of pulled up, cleared out, and then kind of leveled, you're going to have those odd sensations of that energy shifting, because you are shifting. A lot of us are right now, and that's a huge shift. So as you're opening up and like just being willing to own what you have, that's going to, that brings a lot of energy in.
That's true. And I've noticed too, because when things started, and I've already talked about this a few times, but it was kind of like I was waking up and I heard, this female voice say, I wish she was rooting more, which meant grounding. And then another one was, because I kept asking if orbs were people, although Helen disagrees with the response I got, but I heard orbs are people, but the people sounded like my father's voice. It was very strange, but she said, oh, not necessarily that kind of energy, but
that's, it's like, to me, it can be people.
I don't know.
To me, it can be energy. It just depends. It's like a concentrated ball of energy that I think some people will see.
Right.
And I see it from time to time. That's how I know, when they're with me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a certain light that I see. It's very quick.
Oh, that's
And
good.
it's not a trick of my eyes or whatever,
I believe you.
again.
Oh, I believe you. I mean, I was here one day. I was working at home one day. This was before the pandemic, and it was on my normal telework days. And I was making lunch in the kitchen. It's daylight, and I see this little milky white orb just come cruising right in and went over the kitchen table. And I was just kind of like, oh, I saw it. Okay, whatever. Took my lunch, went back into the living room where my computer was. I sit down, and what comes into the living room? I see it coming down the way and going towards this rocking chair in front of me. I got up and I was like, where is this going? And I'm looking for it, and it just disappeared. So it was right after my father died. It was about 2017. So it's about a month or so. So I kind of felt like it was my dad. But I felt like he came to visit to make sure everything was okay, because he used to like to sit in that rocking chair the few times he did come to the house. So I don't know.
I'm sure, because, well, like, I think that if you have that kind of skill, we're like a magnet. We're like some kind of beacon. And you learn pretty quickly that, if you don't want the nasties, you got to it's like a bully. You got to stand up to the bully.
Well, this right here is like, I'd leave too.
What was that?
She watched a chair move across the room and bolted from the joint.
Oh, yeah. 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 That's why I highlighted that. I thought, yeah, bye.
That is, yeah, I mean, it's crazy, but I believe that everybody experience it to some degree in their lives, whether you're psychic or not. They live kind of, they're in and out of our plane of existence, I believe. And they don't always, not everyone's here, earthbound, but
I think there's like layers of realities, like an onion. And sometimes it bleeds through into another one a little bit.
Right.
That's how I kind of feel about it. Like that it's just like there's layers of realities, different.
Definitely.
And it's real easy at times for them just to,
and we have that. I was thinking about this the other day. We have the infinity symbol a lot in the cards.
Yes.
I was watching something or reading something or something on TV, and they were talking about how the universe probably never ends or whatever, but somehow people are crossing over. And if you think about it, the infinity symbol does this, and it's like, is it that area in the middle where the crossing over or something to that effect? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have enough knowledge on that, but it's just, I like to think about those kind of things. Like,
I do too. And but that's really what it should be. It is a symbol. And that's how you start, by saying and learning what means something to you, so that when you start seeing it, you develop kind of your own alphabet or whatever, that means that. And is so, like, just setting intention again, like before I do readings, a lot of times I will ask people to give me their birth dates, so their zodiac signs, so at least I know if they're going to be a pentacle, or that way I can differentiate.
See, I'm not good with astrology.
I'm not great with it, but I have like a novice understanding for a long time, and enough to apply that, and it has proven me to be helpful, and it's something that I've kind of brought in doing. And
so much to learn too.
Yeah. Uncanny.
It is.
There's so much also layered within the cards symbolically. And so, when people are like wanting you to be real fast, what do you get? You got to understand that it takes a moment to soak in all these different symbols and make sense of them, and tell people what you're getting.
Yes, that's true. I mean, there's like, I don't know, not that one. I don't know. For instance, let's pull somebody out of here.
Yeah. And then we'll go ahead and we'll start taking the questions
Okay.
that people have come for, because we're at
Right. Yeah, we're gonna go. But just a really quick, for instance, like this guy, and you look at this immediately and you think, oh, this is a terrible card.
not
But
always.
if you look in the background, you see the sun rising. You see that the light is coming. And so, I mean, some of the worst cards in here actually help you to look forward to.
They have helped me. I can attest to that. When I see that one, it's like, oh, I know this crappy cycle is about ready to give way to something new.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be the worst thing in the world. I mean, you can still, and we should try to pull the positivity and good out of every situation. And I hate to give somebody a really sad reading, and it's just sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it is.
That
and especially if you see that it's not going to go as quickly or as they want, it's like,
yeah,
that's why I always caution people, it is a form of entertainment, but don't ask questions that you're not ready for potential answers for. If you feel, because sometimes it can hit you some kind of way,
right. And you can, I always like to tell people you can use the cards to help you maybe make a decision. Don't take it literally. You might see something else in the cards that I don't see, that can help you. And it is that free will, and you can reject it too.
Yes.
But just know that we're people, and we're doing the best that we can with the tool that we have, and we want to help you. But yeah, just try to be understanding with that. That's all.
And patient. Yeah. Patient.
We want to help you. All right, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I gotta take it. It's like my glasses. Are they helping or are they, hindering? And one moment another.
So I'm so sorry. Okay.
I'm just checking here. Let's see. What does, okay. All right. So shall we start taking some questions? All right. We'll just wait for a moment and we'll see who pops up.
Okay.
Question. And we'll both pull a couple of cards and take a look and see. It's going to be like a mini reading, very quickly. I think we have something here with Joshua.
I can do some pretty.
Oh
no. I'm not doing I appreciate. Right. I mean, that's another show.
Okay. Oh wait, that's interesting though.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, Nancy Lee. All right, what's up with Dave? Well, I see. Hear from him again. Okay, this is the kind of like direct, focused question that we need. The more focused question, folks, the better. And like keep it short. One question per person too, just so we can, and then that way, if there's a little extra time, then that's fine. But we just like try to keep it going. So they're just going to tap in, dial into you, Nancy, and to Dave. And I kind of need to say Dave and Nancy.
Yep.
It kind of anchors me.
Yep. What's up with Dave? Well, I hear. I'd like to.
Yeah, what's up with Dave?
Will I hear?
And she wants to know if she will hear or see from him again. Okay. So I'm asking Spirit to help us see clearly what the universe wants us to see, what is best for us to know and share. Regard to Dave. Well, I get the Three of Swords. Hermit. He's going. I see that he's in a real reclusive mode, and it looks like he's been hurt. There's some sort of sorrow here. And with the Hanged Man and the Hermit and the Three of Swords, I just feel like this is someone who's trying to make sense of some hurt that he's gone through, and looks like he's pulling, doing some soul searching and maybe kind of keeping to himself. It looks like a very deep thing.
Okay. Yeah. I'm kind of getting something a little bit similar, but my first card, I am getting the star, and this is hope.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is where you are, Nancy. You're the hope. And I just pulled this card out. So don't be, all right. I did get this, and in a way, it actually kind of does go along with what she's kind of saying.
It is totally.
3 of Swords, so there's some hurt there.
Because it also goes with the 5 of
Right.
Cups here. So there's some, with that
Right.
10, there was some really big loss that this guy has got this guy spun around.
Right.
And he's just,
yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. All right, so I've got the Page of Swords, which to me is kind of like a vigilance. So, he's got some things, and I do have the purpose card over here, and looking outward. So I kind of feel like yes, I do feel very similarly that there is a deep pain that someone needs to work through.
Mm-hmm.
I think the vigilance, I don't know, there's got to be something, whatever he's dealing with. And I don't know, there's just a lot that he's working on.
Oh, yeah.
These things are somewhat connected, but they're not maybe focused on you at the moment. I think they're trying to resolve their situation.
I see past life karma connected to this. It's very karmic, and it's like this is a reset button for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to kind of come to terms with some deep sorrow, and
he's focused on a lot of other things, and it just doesn't feel like
he's processing.
Right.
As the biggest feeling I get is like he's processing some hard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you just got to allow him that time. Maybe check in with them, let him know. Yeah. He's going through a dark night of the soul, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And I think.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she's saying that makes sense. Okay. All right. Well, once again, just, if it's working for you, that's good to know. So, but if it's not, you can also. Is Nancy
trying to find?
Okay.
Okay, wait a minute. Right here.
Where in the U.S. will you move? Well, there's 50 states. It's kind of like,
all right,
would you like to move?
Approximation, probably. I'm going to go with like the Wands for South, Pentacles for North, Cups for West. What's the other one?
Or could you give us an idea of where you'd like to be? Dragon Rising? That might help us a little bit. Do you have a couple places? Because we could do like an either or. Like, oh, thank you, Nancy Lee.
Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to not surpass.
Can you give us an idea? It would really help. Arizona or Florida. See, there you go.
Okay.
Excellent.
Always try to narrow down your question. Because we do like to try to help.
Yes. All right. I'm going to pick a different deck for that.
Okay. And I'm going to go and I've got to find that so I can mark us where we're at with the questions I can.
Arizona or Florida.
Okay. And Patty Palmer has a question, so she'll be next. I'm just putting that up for next. But for right now, we are doing the dragons. Otherwise, I'll start to lose track of where we are at with the questions falling. All right. So you said Arizona or
Florida.
Florida.
All right. So that's great because then I can narrow that one down. So This is Arizona. Ooh. And this is Florida. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, all right, can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
So for Arizona, I pulled 3 cards for each. This is how I'm doing this. So now remember, for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so the first thing I get for you is the 2 of Cups. So there's that partnership. You might be, I don't know, working with somebody to help you get that. But I've got the Hangman, so the suspension. So I'm not really sure. There is an Ace of Cups in here, so it's an emotional choice, possibly for that one. Now, what I'm getting for Florida is I've got the 10 of Cups, which is that happy home, that one. I've also got the Ace of Pentacles, which is also that success. This is the best card you can get right there, followed by the World, so completion. So I think Florida, when I'm saying my cards have shown. So
And before I even started, I got the push toward Florida, between the two. And then, so I just said, I think of Florida as wet and I think of Arizona as dry.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first 2 cards it gave me, it shows me happiness here with the very wet 3 of Cups. I think it's saying, okay, yes, there's a more positive energy toward that direction. And the 6 of Pentacles, you know, it's still success.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like,
yeah,
I feel like the first card being a water card, that was my kind of marker for Florida. I'm going to say, yeah, I think Florida is that you will definitely go. And I favor Florida as the place. It looks like.
Yeah, because when you get there, you're set. So I think you're going to be all right. So I hope that helps.
Yes. All right. So Patty Palmer. Patty Palmer had a question about her family, I believe it was, and she has been trying to get somebody to answer this question.
Post it again, Patty.
Which was about them getting, I think, along. I think right now they're not talking.
Oh.
If I understood correctly. And Patty, please just repost exactly what you want. And thank you to everyone that has, JB and everyone who has made a donation. How you donate is if you want to donate, you can just hit there should be a $ down by the chat button over to usually the, I believe the left. And you can tap that. And you can do that if you want to. Yeah, I know. Just try and think of one. An ice cream. I know that's hard to, that's what you got to do.
Don't start talking about ice cream. I love ice cream. I got some pistachio almond downstairs. It's so good.
I always have a stash of ice cream. That's my weakness.
Me too.
I like the JB. That's fine. I'll get back with you. I'll talk to you about that on Monday. Okay, tomorrow. Just want to catch up with you. All right, so let's go back. I'm sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place, but I want to get to that other question.
Oh no, was she saying
of
that
Pamela?
Drugs are an issue and she's homeless too. Oh no, Patty.
Oh crap. Okay, here we go. Sorry, babe. There we go.
So the first part.
So let's just take a look.
And, okay, but I missed the first part of the question.
Let me roll back up.
Let me see if I can find it.
Okay. I'll hold this here, and if you roll back.
Patty Palmer. Oh, how do I get my family back together? And she's, I guess, I'm familiar with this question too. And drugs are an issue and homeless too.
All right.
Is that just one member?
No, I think it's multiple.
Oh,
multiple members of her family, from what I understood.
Okay.
And this really is breaking her heart. because people are not being good to each other.
Right. Okay. I'm trying to zone in here too. I can focus on it.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead if you don't mind. I'm getting a King of Pentacles, and I'm getting an an opening up with him. So he may be, this could signify an actual man that could be of an earth sign, but regardless, it's an adult male, and the energy around him is the Ace of Cups. So for me, this is an opening up of energy, a beginning to open up. And next to him is the Empress and the Queen of Cups. And this is like nurturing and healing. So I think there's at least one member of this family that looks like who might be having issues with, because he's an addicted personality. I think what I'm being given to show you is this male that he looks like he's going to go toward being receptive to change up his lifestyle and go into, like, I think some like rehabilitation, possibly with especially with the Empress and the Queen of Cups, that energy around it's positive wholeness, the world, and the Knight of Cups. So I think some of them are going to come through, at least one that I'm picking up on, of getting their act together. Go ahead, take it away.
Okay. Yeah, this is a tough one.
Yes.
I'm not getting like a really easy answer. Right.
There is not.
Now this card is coming up a lot today, just period for me. And all the other readings I'm doing, I'm getting the star. And it's coming up first. So that is hope, that's revelation.
But when you're in a dark place.
Right. Now, the second card, and these are kind of in the past positions, this is how things have been. The Hierophant is here. The Hierophant is someone who teaches us. They have a lot of wisdom. So the family, I'm not sure if we're talking about one person, a whole bunch of people. It seems like now the cups are also got another page of cups. So in this one, it's kind of like all the emotion. I'm just like feeling like there's just all this with the family, like everything's really, yeah, like you're holding your heart in your hands, kind of emotion. I don't know what I'm trying to.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm getting too.
Now I've got the Six of Pentacles here. We're moving in towards the future. So this is where, you're receiving financial help. It could be just help with the home, with getting people
physically physically also.
And then I'm ending with the King of Swords. I did some clarifications in here because I wanted to make sure. The King of Swords, and you don't mess with this guy. So maybe somebody's going to come in who's going to help. Now, and I say that because when I clarified for that one, I got the Eight of Wands.
Ooh, yes.
So that's information coming in. That's, maybe there's some way to bring them together. But as of right now, the Nine of Swords, and this I feel is also your feelings. And these cards, unfortunately, are not the best here. I've got the Five of Wands also within clarification. Now, I did pull two for the star because to me, it kind of felt like these cards, I mean, this isn't the best of news, but I get a King of Pentacles coming in.
I got a King of Pentacles in the first pull as well.
Right. So somebody can help. But the Two of Swords, I stopped after this one. I didn't pull three, is here. And this is kind of like, this is an alliance or friendship. It can also be a stalemate. So people have to kind of like, or, people say decisions, but I've said decisions, but I'm not going there with that on this one. I feel like it's that people need to get connected to the right people to get everybody back. And there is so much emotion involved. And I think with everybody involved in the situation, that there's two kings in here.
Yeah.
And I just feel, so I don't know. I can't really come up with that answer. I talked to Helen, so I'm hoping that Helen was able to.
I think that was great what you were able to convey, and that's what I get, is that there will be help, and I think the more of the family that can get help, it will be definitely an encouragement for more to follow suit, because when you can all do it together, and it's hard to do it if everybody's using,
Right.
but more of them are getting cleaned up than I think you have. But I think it's a hard road to toe, but I think you're going to go in the right direction, and I think the support is there.
Look, she's saying, I think one might be a spirit that you're speaking of.
The man. Yeah, you can close probably the list.
We're in 1 hour. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry, Patty.
I'm trying to catch where she's. Okay, one in spirit. Okay. Yeah, the King of Swords. Okay. And you
really? Yeah.
Thank you, JB. So the list for questions is closed. We will answer down from where we come.
Right.
But I think that's as much as we can give you for right now. And I think it is hopeful. And always remember with the star. The star says, even if you're feeling like you're in the gutter right now, there's hope. Have hope, because it will get better. It's not going to be easy, but you got the strength, and it looks like there's people there. It's just a matter of everyone reaching out and getting real and getting on the same page. And I think more people will. And definitely a male.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got two kings, so.
Yeah, definitely strong masculine energy in there.
Yes, there was. And the Hierophant. So.
Yes.
Yes. So definitely.
And that could be somebody that would counsel them and help them learn how to live a sober life. So let's go to the next question, because Patty, I'd seen her going around asking people to answer her question last night, and I just felt so bad.
She's been on my channel too, so that's all right.
Yes,
we want to help. So.
I wanted to do that. So let's just see what we can do here. Who was next? We got, oh my goodness, we got the nasty women in here. We got Eric. Hello. Just want to give a hello to everyone that's here, Shield Maiden and everyone. Just giving you some love. Just and looking for your questions. Because I can't see, like, oh, here we go. This is a nice one. I like this one. This is good. Okay. Message from my guides that I need to know for Joanne F.
Okay.
Oh. Well, I'm going to go ahead and creep on out there with some message. I get a message that you've been working on discipline. I get discipline and like being very studious, or, trying to work and get something done and follow, learn, I'm feeling like it's a process of skills or some means of perhaps actual teaching. Could be even a teaching degree for all I know. But there is something along these lines energetically. But it deals with, you have to discipline yourself in order to get this, is what I'm feeling. And with the Knight of Wands, there's an intensity, and this is going in where you have to, with the Eight of Cups, go and do your calling. And it's so strong, you're just being pulled. That's why I just felt like a magnet when I when I threw down these cards, girl. What have you got?
All right. Well, I'm starting off with the Emperor. So you've got something, authority, or there's somebody in your life, or there's something that you have to do. And I'm not sure if this is you or anybody else, but I'm starting off. I also have the Two of Cups and the Two of Coins. So these are, kind of partnership, alliance, friendship type of cards. Okay, this guy's balanced. But so following that with the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So I was kind of laughing when you got the Knight of, you said the Knight, right? So,
yeah, Knight of Wands right here, intensity.
Yeah, so you've got a lot of authority kind of things going on here with the King and the Emperor.
It's like mastering and
yes. So but there's collaboration involved too, and you've got to work on your I don't know whether it's work or if it's in your relationships, but you need to make sure that you keep those relationships solid. And I think you're going to be, there's a lot of fire energy in this too.
yeah.
These court cards over here. But yeah, look at these guys. So yeah. I'm just getting, I think more, what stands out to me in this are the twos. It just feels like you just have to.
Especially because you got them twice, 2 twos.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of twos today, a lot of stars, a lot of kings.
And so that's about balance and juggling and meting out extremes, that's kind of
friendships.
Yeah, getting down to going through things, cleaning things out.
Well, and the Knight of Wands also, he's action, a lot of activity. He's going to go in there and do it. So you don't hold back.
Nope.
And what you want to do. And you just get out there and believe in yourself. And, because you're this guy, the King of Wands, and you can...
You're in a position of strength.
Yeah, these two strong... I can't see. When I put these, they're so big.
I know, I hate that too.
See the screen.
And then it puts a glare on.
I'm sorry. I think the biggest cards you could possibly find to do this.
You did well. You did well. All right, let's see. All right, how about spec B?
About your future love life. Okay.
About the future of your love life.
That.
All right, let's see what the universe wants to share with you in regard to that.
Okay. Future of your love life. I'm going to pull 3.
Cards want to jump out.
I'm going to reject this reading. Okay. Maybe you need 2 more. I don't know. All right. Okay. Now just remember, for entertainment purposes only, and I don't really want to read this one because I don't like it personally.
Okay.
All right. Somebody is kind of moving on. I don't know if it's you or the person you may like, or maybe it. Okay. Let's just say it's you. You're moving on to better things. You may have had some not so great relationships in the past. I told you I didn't want to read this one. So, all right.
And now we were just talking about that. It's that 10 of Swords. It's the end of a poop cycle.
But then I get the 5 of Pentacles.
Feeling like poop.
All right, hold on, dear. I'm going to pull 2 more because I'm not happy. All right, you know what? Okay, so these cards are not liking me. I'm so sorry. Right?
No,
then I get the 10 of Wands. I'm sorry. I'm laughing. The cards are in a mood, so I'm just telling you. It's the cards. It's not you. So this is the 10 of Wands. I'm going to do, but here's the one that matters. I always say this. Sometimes it's the outcome card is the only one that matters. I've got the Ace of Wands. This is the one. So you may, okay, yes, now it makes sense. You're going through stuff right now, right? Pretty much. It's like all these burdensome situations. But you know, in the end, this is what really, really matters is you're going to be successful. You're going to find somebody. But you got to kiss a lot of toads to get there. I just don't like when I see this. I just go, this just challenges me. If I start seeing stuff like this, I say, oh yeah, you watch.
Yeah, you better watch. Good in there.
There you are. So
yes,
this whatever.
That's. So. I think that was no. I think it's actually good because it makes sense also with what I'm getting too. Okay. I'm getting the 3 of Wands and the Lovers. So this is about I think meeting much more different kinds of people yet. There is more people that are to meet yet. There's a variety is what I'm getting. Get out there and you're going to be meeting more variety. And it's not just one, person that you come across. And some, are going to be better than others. You do get the 6 of Swords. I got that as well, that you're going in a better direction. You're still taking some things that you got to work out with you, but you're moving on. And there's determination with the Knight of Pentacles, no matter how long it takes. Page of Swords and the Empress creativity. The important message here is that you empower yourself in the meantime, because that's where the conflict, I think, might lay in one's own feelings about, I think, what you're drawing to you. And you don't want to draw conflict in these kinds of crap people to you. So it's just like switching up. And this is always really hard to do. But the good news is you're going to do it because you got the 6 of Swords and you're moving on.
Right.
Of bad choices. And you're going toward making better choices, meeting newer people. But you need to have this a variety. So you might have some crap tasting dates along with some interesting ones is kind of what I get. But I feel like it's moving you toward definitely with letting go and the get toward something that's more open and honest about who they are and isn't a player. You are just like, you just got to be like over it, like over that kind of person is what I get. I hope that made sense.
And she said she knew about the 10 of Swords so I don't know what that means, but if she's...
I think she's been going through it.
With it. Okay.
And just, what's the saying? When you're going through hell, just keep going.
Mm-hmm. Because eventually you're going to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to win.
Yeah. Something new, a new love interest even.
That's right. Exactly. Worth waiting for. Shield Maidens, Witches Tarot. That's right.
Okay.
But see, I have this thing where sometimes it depends on the cards. I look at them and I'm just like, really?
Yeah, I do that.
And I do that, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to your question. I do it to myself.
Oh no, that's me too. It's like, oh really? I believe that when I see it. Then I throw down a few more cards. I have to have that's part of my discernment mind coming in. It's trying to filter. So it's kind of like a ritual you go through.
Yes.
All right. Oh, look at this. The next one was Alberta Thomas. I did see you selling your house. Yeah, I remember that. But it would be bittersweet. Because I didn't mean it like, I understand you're probably thinking there better not be any more trauma, because I'm not, I didn't mean that. Bittersweet was because you've got so many memories. And so you have to let it go. And there's a little tug that you may not expect. I don't know, but I feel like you'll have a little bit of a, and but you're ready to go. And because you have to go on to this new door is opening up. I got that for you. So there's that question answered. I hope you understand what I meant. And so don't worry. It doesn't mean like, oh yeah, there's a big poo sandwich waiting for you. No, no, no. It's you're going to sell your home. And the bittersweet aspect would just be like, oh, the memories that you've had. You'll remember some things, you know. And so it has a place in your heart. That's what I meant. Okay, so let's go to the next person. I think. Okay. Okay, here we are. JB, does my mom have a message for me?
Mm-hmm.
So this sounds definitely more mediumistic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, JB. And thank you for the donation, hun.
Okay.
This is if this is what you were contacting me about, that's fine too. But I will talk to you regardless in email. Okay, let me just put that out there. JB's mom.
Okay. Well, one thing for sure, my reading is extremely female based.
Mine too. I got the Empress with
Well,
the Six of Wands. I mean, gaboom, gaboom. Your mom's a yes. You do. Go ahead. I'm going to let you.
all right. All five of these cards. Okay. Now, sometimes I run through these and I get there. I have to talk through it. All right. So
I'm the same way.
here's the world. And, you know, her journey here has completed. Now, I like how this is flowing in here. All right. So just know that first. She is watching over you with the Fool. We see this Fool looking down, keeping an eye on you. They're with you. They are definitely around you. And again, I love this star. I've been getting this all day, but
That's such a beautiful deck, girl. You're going to have to spill the tea on what that one is later.
Wizard Tarot. But yes, so the star. So again, this is, to me, I'm feeling like this is that heaven, the that positive place, wherever your beliefs are. That is where she is. Well, she's watching over you. I also have the Queen of Wands. So I'm not kidding. This is extremely female base. I love it. I'm loving the energy in this reading. So she's definitely trying to help you from the other side. I don't know if there's a specific question you're answering. I'm getting that you're asking for something like a message from her. And unfortunately, I'm just doing this, but I know you want something deeper than this. The Queen of Swords is also here. So she's helping you from the other side and can help you with truths, or I don't know if there's something happening in your family, or you may just need to, she's a lot at times, I think people don't realize that there is somebody around you, that they are with you, and they try to help in our lives in some ways. They can help, not totally as guides, but they can be there to offer assistance when you need it. But she's definitely with you. And I just feel like the question is way deeper. I'm just getting this like in my ear, just feeling like I know.
And that's what you're doing. You're doing what I have to do. You just got to keep going with it, go a little deeper. You're just honing in a little.
It's. I know there's more to this, but I hope that does offer some comfort to you. So I'm going to hand it over to you.
Sure. And what I'm getting, JB, is I'm getting strong motherly energy too. Okay. Firstly, uh, she wants to address an issue that you have a gift of development, of humor, and of making people, the energy lighter. There's something, and I don't know why that she's bringing this up, but hey, I'm just going to pass it on. And she's acknowledging that, and that Ace of Cups is opening up is really important to continue to build upon, to work on releasing emotion and to have fun. Don't be sad. I don't think she thinks like, it's like, if you think of me, don't be sad. I want you to think about the good stuff, the memories that we're laughing. And because the Page of Cups to me is always kind of like a little kid laughing. Whenever I kind of always get a little tingly, that kind of energy with that. And she's given me the Page. I'm sorry. Then she's giving me the Six of Wands and the Empress. And she's like, Mama's got you.
Yeah.
She will whoop someone's butt if they mess with you. It's she is very, very there. And she wants you to become the strong woman that she knows you to be. And I definitely get that. And she says, you are this strong woman. Don't look, not so, it's not like don't look to me, but you are part of me. And I'm in you. And there's no way you can lose me.
That's right.
Because like Mama's, right inside of you, and so you just put your hand over your heart because she's literally,
yep.
And she's so present, and she wants you to let go. I know there might be some secrets, some things. She's like, let go and move on. There might be some things that were unsaid. I don't know that were secretive, but she's just saying, let it go. She just wants you to move on and live your best life. That's what I just got.
Yes, I agree with that. That's definitely.
So I hope that's helpful, JB.
Yeah. I think we both got a really nice reading.
Mm-hmm.
What's on my mind? Oh, Melinda, there's just this. The sound is getting crazy because I'm finally allowing it, and I can't describe it.
She gets an actual.
I can't tell you what's on my mind because I'm not sure. There's just something's changing. So I'm not touching. I have to just be completely here with it and just let it happen. So
yeah, I think the best thing is like grounding and
I've done that.
Yeah, and that's really important. And also like make use of when you're in the shower, do the whole
Oh yeah, definitely, because just water is a great way to.
Oh yeah, I just like, it's like, this is spa time. This is where I'm cleansing, where I'm doing. It's like I'm totally, yes.
Yeah, it's just different for me to be admitting that this is what's happening. So that's where I'm.
And that's very... Welcome aboard the crazy train.
Well,
Kidding.
that's good. Well, that's one thing I like about this group is that there's so many people out there that are like me, or we may not have the exact same abilities, but there's so many, and others that are here watching and taking part. And I was out there too doing the same thing, but just to find that, it helps a lot. I'm going to stumble and fall and try to get my self-confidence up and everything. I'm working on it. Please,
I think you're doing great.
Please stay with me when I make my mistake.
Of course, that's part of the journey. That's part of the journey. I mean, I make mistakes too, and everybody does, and that's just part of this world that we're living in. We're not always perfect. We don't always get everything right. We try our best, and that's the best we can do.
That's
the
right.
best we can do.
Oh, I do all that stuff, you guys. I've got all that. Before I came on here, I made sure I did the grounding that I learned from Helen. I like hers. I did another one I used to do, but I liked hers, and it's easy to pick up.
Those are so necessary. I need to. Uh, I've had a lot of ringing in my ears the last few days too, and it's like that's just.
This has been going on for years, but it's getting louder now. It's a different thing. Like before, I used to be able to make out some words. Now it's like it's starting to get loud. I mean, lately I'm just kind of like I'm trying to work. I work at home back here, and it starts getting loud like around lunchtime. And I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. And I'm downstairs trying to make a sandwich, and it's just I don't understand what's going on. But now it seems to be just getting
You know
worse.
why? I think because when we're in those moments of like when we're in the shower, when we're making a sandwich, we're kind of on autopilot. And there's a moment that our brain is just kind of in neutral for a minute.
No,
And boom, that
it,
opening.
it goes on for like a long time. Like it's been actually doing this all day, but as I'm sitting here and we just did that last reading, it started to get really loud again. So I'm trying to figure out what's happening. It was like, if you have something to say, please say it in a way that I can understand it, because this is not working. This is annoying. So I have to try to do the thing where I imagine the light in my ears and try to push it.
Oh my God.
There's so much I have to do.
I can't, that'd be like tinnitus,
And it's
but
different.
worse.
It's kind of like a white noise. It's not a ringing. I don't have ringing. It's
Right.
that's
Static.
It's like a.
I get it sometimes too. Like I got it the other day, I noticed it
Mhm.
and it stopped me. And I thought, well, my sinuses are no worse than they usually are, but this is really, and I felt kind of odd that whole day.
Mhm.
And so I do believe totally that when we're shifting, I know my energy is
Well,
definitely shifting right now. So
and I'm clairaudient, so I have it in
I've
different
got that as
ways.
well.
That's nice.
So, and you sound like yours is, even more sensitive right now without question, especially if it's interrupting your.
Oh, it's starting to now because it's been crazy, but I'll deal with it. I'll be all right. I can
You
handle it now. I'm not as freaked out by it anymore. Now I know what it is. I've been okay, a lot better with it since 2013, but it still happens. I was going to say something. I forgot what it was. Something along the lines. Oh no. Oh, I think it was something that was in chat that I saw. Well, also not Loco. JB said that her mother was very psychic. She was very psychic and just an incredible person. Yep, that all makes sense. Thanks very much to our answer, to our cards. Oh, and then I know what it was. And MK Karen was talking about the grocery store. I have to tell you something. There was a grocery store that they built over here around 2011, and I'm not sure. I think someone had died in it. I can't remember for sure when they were building it. I was in the aisle one day, and there was this lady in the aisle, and passing me, or whatever. And I was standing there trying to pick something out, and this lady, she walked by. She was like, "Oh," she thought she bumped into somebody. Like there was somebody like I had someone with me or something. I felt like I'd picked up a hitchhiker. I
Oh
was
no,
like, I
no,
had somebody following me around the grocery store, and it happened a couple of times. Not just with that lady, but it was where I was standing, and so I didn't see this person, but apparently I had picked up somebody in the grocery store.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. And yes, JR, but back since I was a child, I mean, I got jumped as a child in the house that I grew up in was haunted. And that taught me boundaries really quickly because right before it happened, there was this thought like in my mind of like, oh, would you let us kind of come in? And I just kind of thought, as a child, that you don't stop and think this is what's going on here,
Right.
And so I just thought, yeah, okay. And then, I scared the living daylights out of the babysitter with another voice coming out of my mouth that was masculine saying horrible things. I don't know what.
Whoa.
Now, that's not anything I've been wanting, that you go around telling people that you want. But ever since then, it taught me no, I have to say no. Just like you're saying, there's got to be a boundary.
Right. Well, I used to have these recurring dreams growing up, and it was just whenever I would get sick, I had this really crazy dream. It was weird. But there was one point where I'd pushed away most of the dream. I'm not going to tell you about the whole dream, so it's crazy. But I would get out of bed, and because there was a woman speaking to me, and she was like, "You're not going to be happy unless you do this or whatever." There's always this. I don't know what I was supposed to do, and it went on until I was maybe about 12. 11 or 12. I hated getting sick because I knew I was going to have this nightmare. And so somebody was trying to talk to me, and we think that it may have been like a some kind of lower level guide trying to help me, but she was yelling at me, and I was a kid. I'm like,
Sounds
this is
like
not
one of
healthy.
those PE teachers that you just thought, God, woman, go away.
I know. I used to be out of bed going, no, no, no. So believe me, I got you. I understand. I don't have
Thank
that.
you, Rendezvous.
Yeah. Thank you. But
Oh, vivid dreams up late. Yeah, I did too. I have one this morning. Now, this was really interesting. Funny you should mention
okay.
that. I just had a very brief, very lucid, and that's usually what they are. They're usually quite brief, although some can be very tiring. You know, when you go they take you somewhere. But this one was very quick, and it was actually kind of fun. And I was perched up high on this, I don't know, on top of this hill, really high, and I was looking down, and I thought I need to get down, and I thought, oh, that's right, I'm dreaming, I can just jump.
Yes.
And so I did, and I landed right like a cat on my feet. I'm like, yes. And then I woke up.
Those are the best time when you can take control of your dreams. And
Yeah, it was so
I
fun.
had I had a situation like that back with the haunted apartment. And I started to dream, and I dreamt that I saw this kind of white, kind of weird ghosty looking creature. It kept coming in my dreams, and there was a door. And I started to go where I could shut the door on this thing. I kept trying to close the door and make it go away. And I finally kind of took some control over it, I thought. So
What a workout.
you got to, like, when you
Yeah,
can in your dreams, you can take control of them.
you can.
You can.
And
You say, I don't want to do this in my dream. So
yeah, because I was just thinking, I was thinking, if I jump, I'm gonna, I'm gonna mess things up, and I'm in a wheelchair. What am I talking about? I can't, it's just like, no, I thought
yeah,
that's right. I'm in dream. I can do this. And so I jumped, and it was like, yes,
yeah.
it was so awesome.
So that's an awesome dream.
It
That's
was.
wonderful.
It was fun. So at least I woke up in a good mood. It was like, yeah, better than the some of the heavy stuff that comes with the on the more negative side.
Right.
And some light dreams can be disturbing
Mm-hmm.
because you need to look at shadow side. Sometimes we need to work through some
Yeah.
plugged up issues we've forgotten.
The shadow
That-
work. Yeah.
and that's a lot of shadow work. Other times, like if it's, especially if we've held on to it, we may not even be realizing that we've stuffed it so cleverly that it's still rattling around back there.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes if you're in an environment that's haunted, it can.
Yeah. Or I'm haunted in my case. It's just
Me
always.
too. Yeah, I hear you. So that's somewhat sometimes why I get the buzzing noise. She's just been discussing this, JB. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not coming. Yeah, it's within your own
Oh,
head. It's you're hearing. I,
no. I think I know kind of what they're talking about. Now, I had this early on, before all this took off, and then in the earlier 90s, where, and it still happens once in a while. Like I can be trying to go to sleep at night, and I hear this bzzz, like it's something buzzing around the room, and I'm like, where's the ruby? Why is this driving me crazy? And I would be like, I'm looking for it. But there's always this, it's sort of gotten less because now I hear other stuff. That's, to me, that is your clairaudience waking up. So you're going to start hearing the buzzing. So don't be afraid of it when you hear it. You might also hear things. I used to hear like loud door slamming or crack, like
Mhm.
loud booms.
I still
And,
get that, and it kind of makes you jolt a little bit.
and I didn't used to remember hearing the words. Like I can hear names, um, and I hear like phrases. And these are the people, these are living people that I'm connecting to at this point. And it's kind of, and I know the difference because there's different frequencies. And I mean, there was one time, well, I don't know for sure because we don't really talk about it. I suspect I have a sister who might be.
Yeah.
I don't know. The other one probably has decided no, she doesn't believe in anything anymore. So it's not going to be her. So if she finds this, okay. But, but she probably won't. But yeah, but I went out one night around me to have dinner, and somebody sat down next to me, and she seemed to have like a major attitude. And I don't know her. I just don't know. There was just some friction there. She seemed to not. But
Huh.
I went home and I'm going to sleep.
Oh
And
no.
right as I'm closing my eyes, I hear, "I'm Courtney," and I'm like, "Who's
Oh,
Courtney? That woman?" I was like, "Okay, there you are." Now she might not even know she told me who she was,
I know.
but I get this kind of stuff all the time. So it's just you just roll with it. And I have a supervisor who I don't really get along with, not the current person I'm working for, but the one I'm getting away from. And when he was giving me a hard time, I know I connected to him because he was like, "Oh, and then there was the other time," and I was like, "No, I don't want to be connected to you. Go away. This is not energy I want." Oh my gosh. So yeah, I mean, there's times it's just I connect to everybody. I know I connected to my older sister once. I think I even to my mom. And we can actually like have like telepathic conversations, but nobody's admitted it to me yet, and I haven't asked. But I know because one time my sister was visiting me, and I had a friend call about an issue, and she was actually supposed to travel back home. And she's sitting across the table from me, and I thought, well, she really needs to go now. And I get this look like, and she got up, got her stuff, and left. And I was like, holy crap, I didn't mean to do that. So I worry about what I'm thinking because I send it back, apparently. Like you could be sitting right in front of me and it happens. And I always worry. Like when I'm watching you guys on YouTube, who am I connecting to? Because I get like, and I'm thinking, please don't let this thought, who cares what I think? Just remember, just because you think it, it doesn't mean it's true. So I could
That's
think whatever, and I catch myself. I'm like, why am I thinking this? But
Mhm.
this is the stupidest thing, and I don't believe that. It's just a thought. But if you connect to someone, they think you actually think that because it's been my life. So that's why I pretty much am happy when got to stay home for like a year and a half.
Oh yeah, me too.
So just saying.
I, I find, I mean, like I like to go into the city for a few hours, but then it's like that's it. You know, maybe for an evening, just my husband, and it's like it's just so tiring to
Yeah,
be around other people. And there are people that I am
I
not
get
someone
there.
that charges up by being around other people all the time.
Yeah.
I need a lot of time alone, and not everybody understands that in my family. And it's like it's
Yes.
just you know, I could probably not get enough. So it's like it's just to try to like quiet everything, just like you're
Right.
saying, and just like decompress.
I haven't had silence since 1999. I've been dealing this has just been on like the entire time.
Oh,
Connecting
I
to
hope
person
now
that person. Not
that it,
yet. We're not there yet. See, yes, it's this. So for a lot of people, they're trying to open it up. I'm trying to close it down, at least get it so I can control it, because I didn't ever ask for this. I didn't want this.
and
Only
like
reason, yeah.
it picks you.
Well, when
It
the ghosts,
picks
yes,
you.
and when the ghosts started happening, that's when I started looking into things and reading the books and trying to find out about it. And so it wasn't something I wanted. And just all I ever wanted was to be normal. And apparently that's never going to happen. We'll just give
I
up on that
laugh
dream.
at normal.
What is normal?
We laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, normal's boring anyway. So at least, and what's
Boy, I'm
been
blushing.
interesting is to uh, become more self-empowered and and use it to try and help other people. And it's
Yes.
always the trick is always to keep the old ego out of the way, because we need our ego to serve its purpose in certain ways, but we don't want it to
Right.
to suck up all the air in the room.
Yeah, my ego isn't much for. I absolutely don't really believe. Probably it's a self-confident. Mine is not. I'm not the highest on that, but I'm just doing my best. I know what it is I want to achieve, and I'm not gonna be the same as everybody else. I'm gonna do my channel the way I'm gonna do it, because in the end, I like to help people. I want to get control of this, and I want to be able to help someone.
I think you know, like I think you're gonna like take to it at this point like a duck to water. I really do. I think it's gonna go.
I'm hearing that. I'm just waiting for it to sink. So,
and it will, and I think you'll go through little ships where, you know, just like you're doing, but I think your life will improve. I just think like your energy's going to lighten as you accept this.
So I hope so. And I'm hearing this a lot. I'm hearing it from Helen. I've heard it from you. I heard it from another reader who I'm become friends with, and she's so there's a lot of support out here, and I really thank everybody. And there's a whole bunch of people that supported me this weekend, and believe me, I love all of you.
Oh, we love you.
Oh,
no, and seriously, I know that sounds like we're being twee and stuff, but no, really, because it's hard to be vulnerable, to come out here. I watched people for a year before I started my own channel. I did not want to come forward and like deal with all of this. I thought, I've got enough to deal with in my life. I do not need to do that to myself.
I need you, because I
do. So
you're very good, and I have been watching you for a while too. So,
thank you.
Your reading, and I love how you do your makeup and you. No, I think it's great, and you know you're being you, and that's what we need.
I'm like you. It's like I just want to do my channel in my own way. I don't want to, you know, I know that they have a pattern that they like people to follow and stuff, but I can't do that. I'm willing to do it to a degree, but only in the way that I find pleasant, that I can manage. You know,
Right.
So it's like today, it's like I wanted to have you come on. We could just chat and do a little less, which I did need a little bit of a break.
Right.
From doing as many readings as I tend to do.
And
so this is nice. This is nice to to counterbalance. So I hope that you'll come back on Sundays.
Absolutely. And I hope I can have you on my channel.
Oh yes, we can bounce back and forth.
Planned.
It's a deal. It's a deal.
Absolutely. I'd love to have lots of people.
I know there were so many that we got really silly with Ron Unconditional Love Tarot last night. We were playing. We just got silly. We got a psychic buzz. So we got really silly.
Yeah, I missed it. I pretty much. I think I went to bed early last night. I was exhausted. I just did. I've been sleeping
so hard. That's the one thing I want to tell you is to make sure that you and I trust that you will just shut down and go soak in the bathtub, do whatever, and just pamper yourself.
I went to the grocery store today.
So much. It's really great though.
I went to the store today and picked up a lot of really healthy food and things for me to eat, and just good stuff, and just try to eat right.
Me too. And I've been like, it's like I want to make me some homemade vegetable soup. That's what I'm going to be doing.
I am making soup for dinner too. It's cold around here.
It has been up today. Now, I want to make the soup, but I took out mincemeat, so hamburger. I'm going to probably do spaghetti bolognese because that's fast.
Yeah,
I'm lazy today.
Well, I bought all kinds of lean cuisines too because I got to get
I got them as well.
Love those.
But I already committed. I told the family that I would cook.
Well, you need to do that. I'm by myself, so I gotta, I can do whatever I want. I have crab legs in the freezer.
Oh man, I love
crab cakes, Maryland crab cakes.
That was a lot of fun. Crab cakes. Oh my God, those are my fave.
Yep, I love seafood.
I haven't had one of that. That is something I am looking forward to having again out in restaurants now that.
Yes.
Maya, hello, Sonia. This is so much fun.
I'll
I'm
stop
glad you
watching.
guys are enjoying it. How are you? Are you ready to close up? Are you wanting to? Can you go a little longer?
It's up to you.
I'm good. I can go a little longer.
Okay, well, I need to sip of my water because I'm
Me
thirsty.
too. Because you know what?
And I have the evil straw because
I should have gotten mine. I should have got mine.
water.
Food.
It's all my ice melted. But I need straws because I'm a klutz.
I am. That's why my traditional.
So I can't be trusted.
Oh yeah, I can't be trusted really either.
I'm a klutz. I just everything I do is just like, I burned my wrist on my air fryer and trying to get
I got with that too.
the other one. I put makeup on it so you couldn't see it. 'Cause it looks like it.
I just thought on some days it looks like I've tried to do something horrible. And it's like I don't think that I did.
I know I had to tell my mom I was over there visiting. I'm like, this is a burn. I'm not just no.
I'm not self-harming. Just so everyone knows, not self-harming.
Yes. Me either. No.
Well,
all right. Well, let's answer another question for somebody.
Would somebody like to pose a question?
I've got a groovy weight deck over here.
Oh, those are cool. I shredded mine up because I'm so bad with the way I shuffle.
Oh, you shredded it? Oh, you still have it.
I'm serious. I get when I go to like move and transfer. I've got a pile of shreddies. Like
oh no. Well, they're loved. They're loved.
They are. They are well worn. I've just gone through. I've just had to throw some away because I hate to do that, but it's like.
Well, silver's. I think they're talking to each other on that one. I don't think that's a question, or is it a question?
Something about took Reiki classes. Oh, someone's talking about Reiki. MK has a question. Okay, let me see
Let's see if we can find it.
Yeah, going up there. MK, where's
Yeah, my straws. I have the metal ones too, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I've got the glass ones. Now those are okay.
I'll just break. Oh my god, those will break in my mouth. I can see it now.
A horror show. You impaled your tongue. I just go ahead and let those thoughts go like a cloud. That's the one thing someone was talking about. Those.
And I have some of those silicone ones, but they taste funny.
Yeah, I don't like them. I'm all vaxxed up.
Me too. 100% Pfizer.
Yes, that's what I've done. So it's like I know that it would be the only way that we can all get moving again.
What is MK's question? Let's see if I can.
Oh, here she is. They should say. I was asking if my mother had any messages. Her name was Vera Forbes. Oh, okay.
On Earth. Okay.
That name has a good resonance.
This feeling right. I'm feeling.
Yes, you can help answer MK's question too. Feel free. Go ahead and type in your response because this should be recorded. And that's what's fun. You can always go back and see the parts you missed and someone else was.
Yeah. Okay, wait, let me get into this here.
All right, Vera Forbes. Vera Forbes.
Okay, let's see what we got. My cards today. Sometimes I just feel like this deck is not speaking.
I get decks like that too. That's why it's good to have a lot of decks because
I'm not going to give up.
My husband.
Right, I'm not going to give up on this one. I think
no. Oh no, because
I was going to, but keep on mind. All right, let me see.
Okay, I'm wondering if you've been having any dreams, like lucid. Seriously, like there's a very spiritual visionary type of energy, because we've got the moon, and I got the hermit, the 7 of cups, and judgment. And so I'm feeling that your mother's message, it's that, for one thing, I feel like she sees the bigger picture now that she's transitioned back through things that she didn't understand, things she just didn't understand. And I don't know if she was very narrow-minded, not to be rude, but set in her ways in thinking. But it could have been that she just was more conservative, and you're maybe more of a searcher, and she's encouraging your spiritual, I feel like, life and development now. Yeah, before she's giving me the 4 of Cups, where she was just like, didn't really care, or wasn't really, maybe the energy of not being able to be present, not wanting to be present. It's like a disconnection with consciousness, with the Ace of Swords. So something that she's wanting to bring into clarity, that she could not feel maybe before she passed, or she may have been, I don't even know, in that 4 of Cups, like in an in-between state. But she's like, she's like, I can see everything now. She's just giving me this greater awareness, from an awareness that before was kind of clouded or uncertain. That's all I can say that I'm getting.
Okay.
Probably because I'm getting fatigued at this point.
Okay, well, we can probably wrap it up then after this one. All right, so here's what I'm getting. I pulled some clarification cards on a couple of them because I needed to get a little bit more information. So MK, I'm still reading for you. So I've got the King of Wands starting off here. So this is the kind of energy where these kings, they have authority. I don't know, maybe this is something, your question is if she has a message for you. So I'm not sure. Yeah, let me just get through this. I always do this. First card.
I'd have to do the same thing.
So, all right. Now you see the 6 of Swords here. So this is moving on and making transitions. And this does have to do with her passing on. And I guess, and this is a message for you. I also receive, and again, this is kind of like the other one. This is that change. It's kind of transformation. It is, in a sense, the Tower. It's the loss that you're feeling. Now, I did a clarification on this, 3 cards. So I got the 2 of Pentacles. So for you, this is very hard. You're without your mother, and there is a self-confidence type of a loss. You're feeling lost basically without her, which is what this is.
Oh.
This is your broken heart, and she doesn't really want you to be in that state. And she's saying, just please hold on, hang in there, keep going. This is, valor, and you can get through this. She doesn't want you to stop, and to keep your eyes open, and she's there to help you. And you're going to be okay. And she's with you with the High Priestess, and you can do anything, and you need to stay and hang in there, and don't hold on to this, because you need to live and you need to go forward, and she's with you, watching over you. And it just, she wants you to be happy, and that you will be successful, and you are going to make it, whatever's going on in your world. And I don't know, just let me know if that resonates with you at all. So I just kind of there's sometimes I just go, but I can't help it. I get in the zone, and I gotta get through it. Thank you. She was, yes. Oh, Well, don't stay in this state. You got to, you can't do that. You've
No, and
got
that's
to go and live. So
what she's saying. She's wanting you to get out there and to just work through, process this
mhm.
hurt, because she's really present, and
Yes.
and you can't, if you're holding on to all that sorrow every time you think about her. You know, she's like, opt for the please remember the happy stuff.
Yeah, but don't stop living either.
Mm-mm.
You got to. They
You do
want you
not
to.
want that.
Yeah,
She's like, get out there, get up there,
yeah.
live.
Don't be afraid. You can have it all. You can do it. And she's there to help. They're there.
Very empowering. And that, great
Yep.
to know that she's got your back. She's got your
Absolutely.
back.
Definitely. Okay.
Okay, JR's I think was the last
This is
question, and then
JR.
we'll do a group. Silver was asking for cards for
Okay,
the
JR.
group.
All right, JR's question. What kind of man was my father when he was alive? All right, I have to choose wisely. The deck. First, I didn't like that deck, but then I was like, wait, this is actually going to
Yeah,
work.
sometimes it can grow on you.
It just took me a minute. I had to look at it. And I got it. All right, I'm just going to use use the deck I started with tonight, which is the RWS.
Okay, JR.
Yes. This is actually good for this type of a reading. So, yeah, I need to.
Okay, what kind of man was my dad? Okay. I'm going to ask Spirit. What kind of dad was your father when he was alive? What does Spirit want to share about your father? What kind of man he was with you? I get very charismatic. And really, it could adjust to the personality of whoever he was around, and got along, I think, with most, or could get along with most people. Could use that skill also if he had wanted to, for purposes that wouldn't be too nice. But I get a sense of that he could really read people. And I get with the Nine of Cups in the Tower, though, that, that's definitely a trauma. And some kind of trauma that may have happened early on. And with that Nine of Cups, there could be indulgence around it. But this event he's showing me made him very strong with the Knight of Pentacles. A strong young man, made him determined to work hard and rebuild his life and make sure that it was, he may have been a bit cheap, but I'm getting it's because he knew what it was like to have to work very hard and rebuild oneself. I get very bright with the Ace of Swords, but and it could do a lot of various, could wear a lot of hats. I get the word, it could wear a lot of hats. He could fix a lot of things. It was very skilled naturally. So, like just that feeling. And the Ten of Pentacles and the Six of Swords, he's there. This makes me feel like very family oriented man. and wanted to make sure people were okay. Help people, would help people in the family, help them move, I get, do things like that. And that's what I'm getting at. I'm going to leave it.
Okay. All right. Well, mine's an interesting read, and I kind of would go because I pulled certain cards when you were talking, and I've been doing clarifications. I can't help it. I got to get through.
I do it too.
I'm starting off with this. So I think he was somewhat good at balancing the different parts of life, or I don't want to save money just because it's there. It's balance can be in a lot of areas in your life. Now, I did get the Nine of Swords, so that he was a warrior. I think he probably worried, and I think that here's where I did a clarification. And I got the Four of Pentacles on this one, where he was worrying about the security.
Yes.
And he had a lot of burdens going on in his life, but he was somebody that you could trust with a kid.
I feel like he just had like so many responsibilities, and from an early age, even like in childhood, like a little man. He's like a little man.
Okay, keep going here. I don't know. If I don't, I'll lose it if I don't.
I'm sorry.
So, I'll just forget.
My mouth opened and I didn't even know.
I know, but no, it's helpful though. I do appreciate it. Okay, so here's the Five of Cups, and so this is disappointment. So while he was concerned about that and trying to do the best for his family, he did have some success, but again, I did end up with, I got the Tower also, where there have been some major disappointments, and it became a situation where things slowed down, maybe restful situations, and when we're also here with the family type cards. So I'm seeing that yes, he did care about the family. Now, I don't know if you knew him or not, or if that's why you're asking us, or if he was not known close to your family. I know my father was adopted, so I never knew my biological grandfather, but so I don't know where that's coming from, but I do get my reading is coming out very similar to hers in that sense. But I think I'm seeing more of the business type situations and the burdens that he may have carried in order to help the family. But I think he was he was facing some disappointments and some tough times.
Yes.
I don't know if that.
I hope that's.
You didn't know him. Okay. All right. Well, then maybe it was towards the family he did have. Maybe, I don't know. Or did he pass and you didn't know him? There's a couple different.
I didn't know him.
Because I almost get the feeling like he wasn't that old, but I don't know.
I didn't. I got it too. I think I felt like he was did not live to be an old man. No, I feel like he had tremendous burden on him from an early age, and it's a hard life.
Yeah.
But and a tremendous sense of responsibility, and a hard worker and diligent is what I got. Very determined. It was like, take pride in your father, because I see him as just had some really good qualities, no matter who he was. I see that he was a hard worker. He cared about people other than himself, and he cared about the community, because with that 10 of cups, it's not just family, but it's like, extended. It's the bigger picture. So I see him as a caring, hard-working, decent guy. And that's somebody that you can be really proud of.
Yeah. I'm somewhat kind of cautious, because in a way for me, it's kind of like, we never knew my grandfather or my grandmother. And I did find out that she was a very good person. I don't know about him.
Yeah.
Not going to mention anything, but I don't know. I'm hesitant because I don't know what people's relationships are. It's kind of also close to my heart too. So that type of situation. So I'm kind of, I don't know. On that note, I don't know. I hope that helped you, JR.
I hope that was good. So, okay, I was told he passed away 6 years ago. He was late, yeah, 40s, early 50s. I kind of felt like 40s. I kind of picked up that this fellow didn't live as long as he certainly wanted to.
I was getting military in there somewhere.
I did too. That's interesting.
I don't know if they might have been in the military, but I don't know.
Thought maybe with that discipline, with the Knight of Pentacles, but that's why I just go with, well, this guy was very disciplined, and it certainly would be the type of personality that could be attracted to service.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do a very quick.
Oh yes.
One for the
one for the road for everybody.
The crowd, for the crowd.
I always say I'm going to pull one, and then I pull
20 an hour later.
One fell out, so I think I got mine. But
I'm still working.
Interesting because it sort of goes along with all the stuff we were talking about. So I get deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Well, it's going to be hard for me. I'm by myself. I can go like this. No, I'm just kidding. But but that's not even true either, because we've got this lovely community in here.
It's really true.
And we can take care of each other. We can also step back once in a while. We don't always have to be doing something.
Yeah, a rest is as good as a change sometimes.
Yeah, it's okay to stop. So that's what I got.
I'm getting the Knight of Wands, the Chariot, Trust with the Knight of Cups, and Strength.
There you go.
And this is for the community, and that we are each other's strength and looking out for each other, as she's saying, and to always approach in kindness.
Right.
And let your better angels guide you for sure. And this is also a time of activity. If you are moving, it is the green light to go, do what you're passionate about. And you will overcome, you'll have that determination to see things through, to get the goals that you might have in your life right now. For those of us that are here, and to trust your intuition and your own confidence, your own inner mom.
Right. Definitely. J, don't forget my H. Sheila with an H. I'm going to tease you, mate.
I thought you were talking about heroin for a minute. I thought, don't forget my H.
No.
What you talking about?
The H on my name. I don't know. I've never. God, I've got it. The longest thing I took is Advil, and I was having like a pain in my eye earlier so I took like a headache. So that's all I have as medication in this house.
You know what?
Well, that's the whole other story.
Yeah. We'll talk about that another day.
But thank you, Jay, for that message. So yes, I got to get YouTube trained next to use the H. That's right.
I do, because you know what? It kept my autocorrect.
Oh,
autocorrect.
I believe it.
No, I tried to change your name, and so even when I was fixing which I did fix the thing, autocorrect kept insisting.
It's a common mistake. I'm kind of used to it, so don't worry about it. I won't hold it against you.
Oh, good.
Because half the world does it, so it's just.
I do with my name too, Maya. Oh my God!
Well, you know what? And this is where I made the mistake too, because I think I called you Maija once. So there you go. So I screwed you up too. So Now we're even.
We're even.
It's all good.
Now we can't say we didn't know.
Oh, yeah. Right. So see, yeah, that's why. There you go. Jay got it.
So much, Jerk. Thank you guys. And I'm going to close this on out now. This is done. I'm going to send some Reiki to you guys.
Oh,
Just
lovely.
opening it up and just receiving it and just relax and chill and love yourself. Be easy on yourselves. Really, we're usually the worst to ourselves.
Yep.
And just accept that mistakes are part of the journey.
Damn right.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. That's
You're
true.
also very sorry. Much love to you guys.
Yes.
I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'll be jumping in when you guys open up. So
Oh yeah.
mwah, love you guys.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.